Hi friends, it's me, Mr. Stokely. I want to wish everyone back for the 2021 school year, and we're so happy that you can join us. I want to let you know that I love you all very much, and I miss you very much, and I can't wait until the day that you come back to school. It's going to be a wonderful, joyous day for all of us. Well, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do just like last spring, and I'm going to be sharing some books with you each and every week. Books that I know you'll like because I know what you like. And I've always told you if I don't like the book, then I know that you won't like the book. So I got for you today one of my favorites, and I hope you enjoy it. And as I said, I'll be coming to you weekly with more stories, okay? So this first book I got for you is one that I just thoroughly enjoy. It's called The Greedy Man in the Moon. Here it is right here. It's written by Rick Rossiter. So I hope you enjoy it. It teaches us how to be thankful for the things that we have, okay? And the blessings that come towards us when we do kind things for others, okay? So here we go. The Greedy Man in the Moon. Well, once, many, many years ago, near a Chinese village, a boy lived with his mother at the edge of a forest. They were very poor, but they were generous with what they had. Well, the boy, he loved the forest. And each day, when his chores were finished, he would go hiking. Well, one afternoon, he came upon a sparrow lying on the ground. The boy picked it up and said, "Aw, little bird, you've hurt your leg. I'm going to take you home with me." Well, when he got back to his house, he showed the bird to his mom. "It's got a broken leg," his mom said. "We've got to take care of it." So she carefully wrapped the bird's injured leg, and while the boy gathered seeds for it to eat, he would give it food each and every day, and he would give it water, and each and every day, the sparrow, it grew stronger and stronger. Well, at the end of 1 month's time, the bird was fully healed. The boy gently took it to an open window and he said, "Little sparrow, it's time for you to return to the forest." And he stood with his mom and they watched the bird fly away. But the next morning, as they ate breakfast, the sparrow returned, and in its beak it held a single seed. Then the bird did something strange. It dropped the seed on the windowsill near the boy, and it spoke. "I want to thank you for helping me. Plant this seed and see what grows." And then the bird flew away. The boy planted the seed, and he cared for it each and every day, and in 3 days' time, a tiny melon plant started to sprout. And in 1 week's time, it had grown to nearly full size, and it had one golden blossom in its center. And in 2 weeks' time, a single ripe plump melon hung from the vine. The boy picked up the melon, and as he held it in its hands, it split open, and inside was a gold coin. And when he took the coin into his hand, a second coin appeared in its place. He picked up the second coin, and a third appeared. Each time he removed a coin, another appeared, and suddenly the boy and his mother were very, very rich. Well, as it happened, there also lived a greedy, mean-hearted man in the same village. This man spent his days looking for ways to fill his pockets with gold. And when he had heard that the boy and his mom had suddenly become rich, he quickly paid them a visit. "It's wonderful you have so much gold," the greedy man said. "How is it that you came upon such good fortune?" Well, the boy and his mom told the greedy man everything that they had knew. "So that's their little secret. Well, no one deserves more riches than I do. I'll go find my own bird," he said. Well, the next morning, As he walked into the forest looking for a bird with a broken leg, he couldn't find one. He searched and he searched, but he soon ran out of patience. So guess what he did? He picked up a stone, took careful aim, and whack! He knocked a healthy sparrow, from the limb of a tree. And that poor bird flew to the ground with its leg broken. The greedy man walked over, looked at the bird, and said, "Oh, you poor thing, did you hurt yourself? You're so lucky that I'm here. But don't you worry, I'm going to give you good care," said the greedy man. Well, he took the bird home, and he placed it in a cage, and each morning he gave it food and water, and every day the bird grew stronger and stronger. And at the end of 1 month's time, the sparrow was fully healed. And the greedy man held it near a window and said, "All right, little bird, it's time for you to fly away. Get out of here now!" The little sparrow looked at the greedy man for a moment, and then it flew off. The greedy man stayed up all night waiting for the bird to return, dreaming of all the things he would buy with more gold coins than he could ever imagine. Well, when the morning came, he returned to his window, and there waiting for him with a single seed in its beak was that same sparrow. The bird dropped the seed onto the windowsill, and it said to the greedy man, "I wish you to have something special. Plant this seed and you'll see what grows." And then the bird flew away. Well, quickly the greedy man, he planted the seed, he tended to it each day, and on the third day a tiny melon plant began to sprout. And by the end of 1 week's time, a dozen golden blossoms filled its center. "I've got 12 blossoms," said the greedy man. "The boy only got one. Now we'll see who becomes the richest man in all the land." Well, the plant was very different, my friends, in another way. You see, as the blossoms turned to melons, the long runners of the plant grew straight up into the air instead of growing along the ground like a normal melon plant does. And in 2 weeks' time, the plant was taller than the greedy man's house, and the ripe melons hung from the very top. You see them hanging here? All the way to the top, and through the clouds even. Well, "This must be a very rich melon plant indeed," said the greedy man, and he started to climb. "Ha ha ha! I'm gonna harvest my little golden crops of melons," he said. He stepped onto the vine, climbed, and he climbed, and with each step, the plant grew taller. He climbed some more until he reached the first melon. He broke it wide open, but instead of a gold coin, all he found was a worm. "A fat worm! This isn't a magic melon!" he shouted. So up and up and up he climbed some more. And when he reached the second melon, he found a second green fat worm inside. "Where's my gold? Maybe it's in the next melon." The greedy man climbed faster, checking each melon as he went, and he kept finding nothing but fat worms. And soon, hours later maybe, after he first began to climb, he found the last melon. And he climbed toward it as fast as his tired legs would take him. But the faster he climbed, the faster the plant grew. Up this plant grew, taller and taller, until finally the tip of the plant with the biggest, plumpest melon laid on the moon's surface. "Ha ha ha! There's my magic melon," said the greedy man. Do you guys notice something about the vine? It's turning brown. What do you guys suppose that means? Well, let's find out. Well, he didn't notice that below him, the plant was withering and dying. And as he stepped onto the moon's surface, the runners of the dead melon plant fell to the earth, and he couldn't get back home. So as it was then, and as it is now, if you go outside on a clear night and look up into the evening sky, and you look closely, you can still see the face of the greedy man in the moon. And there you go, friends. The Greedy Man in the Moon, told by Rick Rossiter. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed telling it to you. And remember, it does teach us a very important lesson about greed and how instead of being a greedy person, we should always share the things that we have. And you'll notice that by doing that, you'll become such a person that people want to be around. You'll have more friends than you can ever count. So that's a good lesson for you guys today. Well, like I told you before, I love you all each very, very much. And for those of you who don't know me, I didn't introduce myself properly. I was thinking about that. I'm the librarian here at Carnegie, and we have 20,000 or so books here in our library. And whatever it is you like when you come back to school, I can probably find it. I have everything from Pokemon and Legos all the way to cool books on history. I have world record books. I have Sonic the Hedgehog books. I have every Marvel and DC comic superhero you can think of. So that's something to look forward to when you come back. And you guys can check those books out, and we'll talk about how to bring them back and all that good stuff. So until our next book talk, I wanted to tell you guys bye, and we'll see you soon.